Evening, guys. Let me know if everything is coming in okay. Uh, been messing around with some things. If any of you are aware or have any more knowledge on this than I do, for some reason, StreamYard has automatically put a discount code or some link to uh, get 10% off or $10 off your subscription to StreamYard. I don't know if it's some part of their terms of service or a promotion they're running, but I'm not affiliated with that. It automatically put that in the description. I got a notification that somebody clicked it. So, not my doing. It's there. It's in place of my old description that's normally there. Um, so, yeah, there's that. Uh, hold on. Did I did I click a button? I think I did. I click a button? Damn it! We still here? I almost accidentally hit the end live stream. Oh my god. What a fucking night already. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Uh, yeah, I've got more truck mods coming here in about a month and a half. I ended up ordering, for those that did not see Bushcrafts Live, what was it, last night? Um, I ended up ordering a bed cap for the truck, and that will be in, they said 4 to 6 weeks. I'm predicting sooner than that. But yeah, it's going to be the same exact one that I had on the truck prior to the one that I have now. That's why I put the thumbnail as what I did. Um, Only difference is this has dual LED strips on the inside for lighting rather than just the little like dome light that came with it. I had to upgrade the lights, which is no surprise. So, um, I did save a little bit of money, but really, I didn't. Because prices have been so fucked up in the last 3 years since I got the last bed cap. I ended up paying $800 more. Um, I looked at my old bill of sale from the previous cap, and it's about an $800 difference, give or take, $100 for the extra lights, um, and such. Um, yeah, I hate inflation. But as far as I'm concerned, I think after this cap is put on, because this tonneau cover that I have now, well, I took it off today because I had to scrub the bed of the truck. It was terrible. I'll get to that in a minute. But after I put this cap on the truck, I think that'll be it for a while in terms of modifications. Um, I do want to try to camp out of the back end. English. Camp out of the back end of the truck. Sometime soon here. I want to see to build my own kind of camper setup out of there. Whether or not that will fully come to fruition, I don't know. Being that it is a 5 foot bed, I'm 5'3". That's kind of still tight even for me. Um, Maybe I'll figure something out. I do plan on putting some outdoor carpeting on the bed. um, whether that's ASAP or a couple weeks down the road. I don't know. Um, so that's what's going on with the truck. Um, some options have changed with the cap compared to my old one. Um, I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing, but they got rid of the trim piece that hides the rough cut edge. I don't know if that's just a change that they made with the model. Um, give me a second here to pull up the website so I can show you pictures of uh, what it's going to look like here. So I know some of it may be hard for you to make out here. Hold on. Give me a second to zoom in. All right. Yeah, this has literally got everything I've ever wanted on uh, a truck. Okay, this whole website. So I went with ARE. I forget what the fuck they stand for. American Recreational Excursion. I don't know. I'm just making up shit as I go. But I went with the CX Classic bed cap. Um, this is just it on a Jeep Gladiator. Nothing special. They did say that being that it's a 5 foot bed, I'm only allowed the side window that you see here with screens rather than it being able to open up like they call them wind doors, like window doors, if you combine the two words. That was not allowed on my cap for some reason. I guess they have clearance issues or something. But my cap will have a fold down window on the inside window between the cab and the cap. So that window folds inward into the cap so you can clean the back window of the cab, which will make my life easier. And if I ever do need to remove my top light bar uh, that's on the top of the truck, that the wires are fed through the back window and down the back seat under the floor mats and to the front. At least I can get them back up out of there if I ever want to remove that. Um, let's see what they got for the gallery here. So, yeah, let's see here. So here's a good picture. Let me see, is it showing? Yes. So they've changed a few things since my last cap. This here, I know it's hard to see, but hold on. Can I zoom in on that? Yeah. So this here goes over the tailgate and matches the curve of the tailgate to make a complete seal. Where on, let me go back here. Wow, that really got small. Hold on. On older models, That's not really showing it too well. On older models, it was just, here we go. It was just a straight across the top edge of the tailgate, and it did not overlap on the tailgate itself. So that should provide a little more weatherproofing for my truck, which I don't know if you remember me mentioning years ago. Uh, they had to remove the tailgate part of my old truck. So here, not the black part, but the actual part of the tailgate here, all the way down to where you have the handle on the front here, was all a solid piece of plastic with a old 1990s plain Jane tailgate underneath, where it's just literally a uh, rounded sheet metal. It's nothing specifically shaped or contoured or nothing. It's like the way truck beds used to be, or tailgates used to be. Anyway, they had to take that piece of plastic off and put their own custom Kydex plastic over top to get the two pieces to mate. But I'm kind of excited to see what this here will do for my current truck, because my current truck is more like what you see here with this Chevy, where it's just the top lip is plastic, and then this here will come down and overlap over the truck bed. Let me zoom back out. Um, so on here, let's go to the white one because that's more close to what mine will look like. So along here, where the cab meets the truck, was kind of a trim piece type thing. If you go back to my thumbnail, you'll see what that used to look like. It's kind of, think of it like the molding around a door or a window. It was just there to make it look nice. Now, being that this is a newer truck model, I think they're going to end up giving me an edge like what you see here in the picture, where it's cleaner. I guess you could say they're not really trying to hide the edge, because the shapes of the truck beds these days are not so strange, I guess you could say. Um, if you look at the truck beds of today, they have an edge, like you've reached the top of the tailgate right here, and then there's like a step, and then there's the plastic trim. And that little step is right perfect where this cap is sitting. Um, I don't have a picture to necessarily show you one without a cap on the website here, but where the plastic cap rails go on the side of the truck bed create a little ledge that magically lines up with the cap, making it look very clean. Um, so that's going to make it hopefully look better than what my old one did. There you go. There's my old one. So, I know. Give me a second. Oh, too much. So you see that trim piece that's along here? That's what mine had. I'm a little worried about this curve here because that was misshapen on the old one. But yeah, it won't look so strange, I guess you could say. Let's see here. So here is a perfect example of what I was saying. There's that black trim piece that they had to put over what it would normally have looked like uh, sticking out. Now, mine was not nearly this fucking clean than what you see in these stock photos. A little warped up here. I don't know if you can tell, but I can. Anyway, that's what my old one looked like, minus the roof rack and the rails. But I think they've made some improvements in the last 2 to 3 years since, so that's good. Why does this one look so much longer than the one I had? Oh, it's got the half doors, not the full doors. That's why. It's a 6 foot bed, not a 5 foot. Either way, um, so I've got that coming in about 4 to 6 weeks, and we'll see how that goes. I'll let you know. Uh, Here's a good picture of a. No, that's a Titan. Oh well. Either way, um, I'll let you know how that goes. And if any of you are in the Metro Detroit area, and by Metro Detroit area, I mean like within 30 miles of Detroit, which is a significant area, um, two places I can recommend if you are in the market for a bed cap. One is. Yep. Why are we doing this? Hold on. Stop sharing. Go back to normal. There we go. Uh, the place that I ordered the cap from is Midwest Truck. Okay, they have facilities all across the country. Um, Mine is specifically the one up on Van Dyke Highway in Utica. Yeah, Utica. Either way, way the fuck out there. Um, I've dealt with these guys many a time before. They know what they're doing. Another place I can recommend if you are closer to Detroit is what is it? 14 and Van Dyke, 14 Mile and Van Dyke Auto Truck Accessories. Uh, they are the one that did my bumper and my original Crowl lights, the ones that are on the A pillar, since I've replaced them. You know, the little orange ones that I had uh, up by the A pillars. They did those, and they did a good job. Obviously, my bumpers lasted what 2 years now. Still going strong, no problems, no issues. Uh, no issues with installation. Um, they were really helpful. So if you're looking for good places to mod your vehicles here in the Metro Detroit area, those are the places that I wouldn't say I frequent, but who knows? Um, and I have no problem saying that online. This is public information. You know, it's not like I'm there every fucking day. At least that you know of. I could be ordering the whole fucking catalog at this point. Um, so yeah, that's what's going on with the truck. Um, Tariffs are in my area anyway, causing shortages, specifically in Kroger and Sam's Club. Um, Seeing a lot of shortages of things that are they're just not restocking quick enough. So yeah, let's see what else is there. I haven't really been keeping up with Trump too much. I do know he went to the doctor yesterday and had a clean bill of health, so that's good. Let me drop the invite so I can keep this conversation going. Uh, let's see here. There's the link for my regulars if you're in chat. If not, get your asses in here. Let's see. There's Watt. Today in 1861, the attack on Fort Sumter in Charleston Harbor, South Carolina, marked the beginning of the American Civil War. Confederate forces under the command of General Perry Beauregard. Also, Fort Sumter was the one that they depicted in the movie Glory. The final battle when they basically got to thrown to cannon fodder, and they never actually took the fort. Holy shit, Jeff! There's here. What is this? Hello, Jeff. Yeah,
What?
I said hi.
Oh, well, what's up, my homie?
Damn, you went all Detroit on me on that one.
Just a little bit.
Uh, so what's been new with you?
Not much, you know. It's last couple of days. It's been a downer, but it's picking back up.
Downer in terms of what?
I went to a viewing last night.
Oh,
You know,
I'm
it,
sorry, brother.
no, no, Uncle. He was the last male on Daddy's side of the family.
Okay.
So I mean, you know,
What does that?
it is it is what it is.
What does that make you though? Because you're technically on your dad's side of the family.
Right. I mean, there's a few more of us, our generation.
Hello,
Uh,
Jim.
Hello, 101.
Jim, you've got something like a fan blowing there or something. Sounds like some
Good
static going
bar,
on.
everyone. How about I close the laundry room door?
Please do. Thank you.
he's shooting deer.
Anyway, um,
Me and the wife got to adding up. My grandmother had it was damn near 19 youngins.
Is that better, 101?
yes, thank you, Jim.
Okay, you're welcome, young man. We do have to do laundry in this house.
Speaking of laundry, I need to do laundry tomorrow. Thank you, Jim, for reminding me.
Well, my washing machine's at the doctor's office.
Your washer broke, Jeff?
Yeah, well,
No, I was thinking you were referring to Dixie.
Oh, okay. I hope she didn't break too badly.
You know, it's a good thing you ain't standing here saying that. Now, washing machine got to eating pillowcases, so
Oh, dude,
we had to have it fixed.
How old is it?
About 10 years old.
that's pretty good actually.
Mine's 11
Never,
or 12.
never been worked on.
What brand, Jeff?
Maytag.
Really?
Yeah.
That shit's been known to fuck up. Um, we had an LG downstairs for the longest time until I don't know. Is it still down there? I don't remember. Do we still have them? I think we got rid of them.
I don't know. Somebody in chat
Uh,
said, LOL, gotta wear clean undies.
j-
Baloney. I don't wear none at all.
We didn't need to
don't
know
have to do laundry if you don't wear it, right, Jeff?
Exactly. I mean, really. It's done got to the point come Christmas, last Christmas, my wife bought me a pack. Okay. Now, if I hold my breath, they fall to my ankles. I need suspenders to hold my underwear up and belt to hold my pants up.
you bought too big a waist. Listen, Jeff, do you live near an Ollie's outlet?
I do.
Yeah.
Ollie's outlet has the Gildan brand underwear for men, 6 packs for $4.99. That's cheaper than buying Fruit of the Loom or Hanes at Walmart. And there's some packs that were open that they repackaged. I got 5 of them last weekend for $2.49.
Only my stream can go from truck accessories and news about Trump to washing machines and then underwear. What the fuck?
Well, I wouldn't be
Oh,
driving
we
my
ain't even close to being
And
through
we
yet.
ain't even started yet.
wait till Woodcraft
Fuck
gets here
me.
or what?
Oh god.
101. Have you talked to Lake anytime late this afternoon?
No, why?
I saw a thing up on TikTok, and I am seriously thinking about trying it up on your show one night.
Oh, what did you see?
I'm gonna tell you, I'll tell you this in the back room.
Oh
Trust me.
shit.
But
I
does
want to try it so bad. It looks good.
I got a question, Jeff. Does Lake Ferry do TikTok now?
I do not know.
I don't think so.
That's going to be gone pretty soon, I think.
That's okay with
uh,
me.
well, it is with me too because the only thing I watch TikTok on is YouTube. You know,
Right? Anything from TikTok that makes it onto YouTube via the shorts. Yeah, I totally get
uh,
it.
that's where I saw this hack from.
Um, people are bitching about that. Them taking away TikTok. Dude, what, 4, 5, 6 years ago, we didn't have TikTok. We survived just fine without it.
Yeah, but if they took away
Well,
YouTube, we'd all be having a fit.
I
Yeah,
think
I mean,
TikTok.
but YouTube's been around for like a long time. What, 2006?
Yeah, because I got an account in 2007 just to watch rock videos because you had to be over 18.
Well, my
Really? You had
son
to?
and my
I had to get an account to watch Led Zeppelin videos. TikTok,
I don't ever remember making a YouTube account to watch videos on YouTube.
yeah, I couldn't even believe it. It's when we got our first computer, I saw all the stuff on YouTube. Then it said, you had to sign in because it was over 18.
I
They've
I
lacked
always
up.
I had my original account since 2012, but that one obviously we know what happened to that one.
Hmm.
Thanks a lot, people. Fuckers.
When did you get your account in 2012?
Me?
Yeah, what month?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Because you
There's
can
no
look it up just by going to your avatar on the thing.
Well, there's no fucking way to find it out because that account's gone.
I got mine in February 4th, 2007. Because we
You
got the
can't
computer
bring it
on the
back
screen,
up.
they didn't have YouTube yet.
Jeff, my original YouTube channel got banned. It's no longer in existence. It's been completely wiped off the map.
I know what happened and why, but I thought you could have went back to it. You
No,
know,
I don't. I do not have access to it other than the Google part.
It's all been deleted, unfortunately.
Yes. Like there is no remnants of it on YouTube, and if I try to log in with that account on YouTube, it will not let me.
And
shit.
look at all the people you had on the show back in the early days. All that. It's a shame it's gone.
I know
Yeah.
in a way I'm glad it's gone, and in a way I'm not. It's like my you this account is even seems like it's shadow banned because my subscribers haven't gone up from 1,740 something, 48.
You used to have 30,000.
Hell, he
Yeah, I mean,
used to have more than that.
my gross video, like the big one that I hit with Rage that one time, was 155,000 people had seen that one single video, and I had 6,000 people watching me at a single point in time.
And you had to
And
have
no, they even broke the internet.
plus chat had to be slowed down because people were posting so quickly you couldn't even read it. It was just going by at lightning speed.
Yeah,
I
and
remember.
the thing is, none of what I did was illegal or in violation of the terms of service. It was all AI algorithmic bullshit
Yeah.
that smacked me down. And then when they had what I think is somebody hired a bot farm, if you know what that is, it's fake accounts to report my channel.
Hey, 101.
Uh,
Look in chat and tell me if you see anybody you recognize.
I do. I saw her last night on Bushcraft show
I
too.
see Rhonda. Yeah.
Good to see her.
Yeah. Hello, Miss Rhonda.
That was another surprise too. Like Rhonda just came out of nowhere. Like
Mm-hmm.
she disappeared for some time doing her medical stuff, and then poof, she's back. It's like holy shit. It's like no pun intended, and no offense here when I say this, but it's like she was back from the dead.
Yeah, because she wasn't doing too well.
Yeah.
No.
She lost all her hair. I guess our prayers worked. Now look at all the people that used to be on the show. Remember, Be Happy used to be on the show.
Yeah, TJ and
I can't even find Be Happy's channel anywhere. I think she deleted it. Maybe.
I don't know. Lot of people are gone because this place has become so toxic. And I'm
Yeah.
only here and I'm only here for just ranting and raving about my personal life these days. It's not that I couldn't
Shit.
do what I used to do. It's that I don't want to do what I used to do. It it drove me into the
You,
ground, guys. You
I
have
know.
you only saw about 25% of what actually went on in my head. And maybe Jeff, Bushcraft, Lake, and them probably saw about 50%. And even then, oh my God, dude, it was terrible. I probably, if I had continued into today, I probably would not be on this planet if you get my drift.
And you were
Uh,
going every night for several years.
yeah, I would have burned myself out.
And a
Uh,
lot,
what do you mean woulda? You did, dude.
I know I did. Uh,
and a lot of people got their start in YouTube that were on your panel.
yeah, I know.
And I'm
Uh,
here. I'm here because I like everyone.
I I went on a self-sacrificing mission, is what I did, and I lost a part of my humanity in it, and I can't ever get it back. I know that sounds very dark, but there's a piece of me
well,
that it's lost to the uh I guess you could say my eyes got opened up to the real corruption in the world, and it's not just like what you think you hear, or it's not just what you hear about on the internet. No, it's much deeper than that. Like when you start putting the pieces together, it all of a sudden makes sense. And what is, I guess you could say, the story that's unfolding before your eyes when you finally figure this shit out. the way things function is complete topsy-turvy, opposite world. Um, Fucked beyond all recognition. The fact that society even holds itself together is only by our sheer stupidity. Because if we truly knew the truth, we would let it burn completely more than what it is.
Well, dude, I'm gonna put it like this: only a very few of your followers know damn near what happened. Okay, and
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Same here.
To be truthful about it, I'd probably be somewhere in a padded room.
That's what I was saying is like I probably would have been in a padded room by now, if not
Yeah,
here, if you know what I mean.
yeah, I
Um,
know.
it God, you,
I've gone down a few of the holes that you went through. I ain't gonna say all of them.
no,
Truthfully, I really don't know all of the holes that you went in,
right.
but I backed out just in time. I'll
Well,
put it to
here's
you.
the thing is I don't know what you know, Jeff, but what I know that you know is not 1/10 of what I dug into.
Oh,
And what I dug into,
when
when they give
dark.
you Q level clearance with the US president and people that know things that nobody else in the world knows,
Yeah,
it's it's a miracle Trump himself is sane if he had to know what, like, you get what I'm saying? If he knows more
yeah.
than I do and I know some stuff, not everything, some stuff, a drop of what he knows, he must have seen so much more worst. I can't fucking even speak right now. Um,
I'll put it to you like
he must
this.
have seen the worst of the worst of the worst. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I mean, I had to catch myself because I was wanting to say something, and I had to stop. But there are a few things that I too have seen. You know, and for a good while, it messed with my head. You know, when the war was going on overseas, I saw some shit that I shouldn't have seen. But in order to see that, you know yourself, and you too, Jim, you got to go deep and dark in order to see this. And I do not recommend nobody doing that.
You know, this is the closest I've been to what I can say PTSD, or what a soldier feels like coming back from a war when a civilian tries to relate to them and say, I know what it was like, when in reality, you have no idea what that soldier or that person has been through. That's what I feel like.
Exactly. Well,
Because
it's
he has
like
to walk
you.
in their shoes.
I understand 100% why the soldiers that did come home went back overseas.
Right, because that's the only place they felt like they were sane or they knew what. Yeah,
No, well, what I was talking about is what was going on. Biggest part of them was trying to stop it before it got here. You
what are you
know,
talking about?
and
What got here?
so the evil,
Oh, okay.
I can't say because you'd probably get taken down.
Okay,
But
I'm picking up what you're putting down a little bit.
you know, let me give you an idea of one of the things that I saw. There was for about 12 or 13 hostages that was on the beach. And they are no longer with the living now.
Uh-huh.
I saw that, and it was with, they done it with a knife, not a
Yeah.
sword, not an axe. And I'm going to leave that alone right there.
Well,
I'm,
this goes beyond such things as that, Jeff. I'm
well,
talking I was
uh,
I was referring to deeper shit
are,
than war crimes.
I did see one that you had mentioned. It was with a well known blonde headed lady.
Uh,
I'll tell you
Yeah,
guys one thing though. Okay, and I can't really discuss it on any show publicly because of the ramifications could be. If somebody's been a victim of somebody that's been truly evil, it's almost like a small part of you dies.
yeah.
Because I had a man almost kill my last dog when she was a puppy.
Oh.
On my property, this guy almost ran her over with a John Deere tractor. If she didn't have enough sense to run underneath the truck, she would have been history at 6 months old. I mean, look at it like this. There's people, because people have made comments like Miss Mischief. I know people, young people like in their 30s that were over in Iraq, and they found out the hard way that the people over there that we thought were helping us, they were leading us into they were leading people into ambushes and the
Yeah.
landmines. It's pathetic.
exactly.
Yeah. If you've ever seen what is it? Uh 13 hours? No.
Yeah,
Yeah, Benghazi.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, was 13 hours
I
Benghazi? It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
yeah, it's based off Benghazi, the movie 13 hours.
And
Uh
more stuff about that's going to be released.
but my point is the people that were the good people sold out us at Benghazi and basically stabbed us in the back.
Yeah,
And then people, call me racist for when I tell a towelhead to go pack sand up his camel's asshole. You know, um, yeah,
well, I look at it like this: everything starts out as a conspiracy until it's not.
the only difference between the truth and conspiracy is about 6 months.
I know exactly what you mean there, and yeah, you're right. If that long,
Because about 6 months after shit starts to become a conspiracy, 6 months later, oh, it's the real truth. It's the thing.
yeah.
Yep.
And if you ahead of the game and mention it, you either crazy, don't know what you talking about, or flat out stupid
Yep.
until it's proven wrong, and then you don't hear from them people no more.
Well, that's what happened with me. And
Yeah.
I've been thinking as of recently. You notice since I stopped doing all that shit, I haven't really had any trouble with the cops. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
You can't even trust all the police,
Well,
unfortunately.
no. But do you understand what I'm saying? It's like the system stopped coming after me. Like
That's
the
because
last
they were
year,
watching
it
you.
stopped.
So like when you were doing channels almost in their shows almost every day,
Yeah.
you were having more stuff happen to you.
Yes. I lost my job. I had countless encounters with the cops. Uh, you know, I had accident after accident. It's like I don't know, just and then it all stopped. It just has all stopped in the last uh, we'll say year. The last year or so has it's been quiet.
Okay, you know what I'd like to know one on one? I wonder if the same thing happened to any of the people that used to be on the panel.
What?
Having problems. I'll tell you a story.
Oh,
We,
yeah. I know they've had problems. There's some
we,
that I know that I can't say have had problems. Yes.
we were having
Uh,
all kinds of problems with the IRS like you wouldn't believe. And then my CPA turned it over to the taxpayer advocate. And since then, no problems at all.
huh.
Isn't that weird?
So what's that for?
Lovem
Oh,
says maybe you changed 101. Uh, sure. Maybe I've matured a little bit. Maybe I've realized me being a hothead and such, but
let me
generally,
put it, let me put it like this. Since 2020, all right, I'm gonna say that. Since I found YouTube, I found you and a few more others. My eyes is more open now to what really has happened and to what, let's say, is coming. I'll put it like that.
eh. Be Charming says you had a very negative attitude during that time. Well, thank you. Fuck you. Um, you seem to have taken a calmer approach. Yes. Be Charming. I mean nothing by that. Fuck you. I'm just playing with you. Um, well, considering I was in the shit, and I'm not completely putting it off on all the stuff that I researched, but you can't research that kind of shit and not be in a negative space, if that makes sense. Like if if you expect to go into that shit and not be affected, there's nobody on this planet that can't be affected by the shit. At least some of what I've seen. Not that I've
I
seen
prefer the
a whole
beach.
lot, but what I have seen was very scarring.
The people that don't get affected are the people that don't have a conscience.
Right. Um. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Jim, I prefer peaches.
I like peaches, but apple is my favorite, just like with pie.
What? I got some canned peaches if you need some.
Chrissy Cat says you've gotten more peaceful and into your personal life more, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's all my channel ever, like I said, a million times before this. That's all my channel ever wanted to be. I never wanted to be Mr. Newscast, this, that, or the other thing, but I hit, uh, hit the nail on the head one day on bringing up the boards, and all of a sudden everybody wanted to hear about it. So that started that whole thing. But
Be charming. I'm coming to your house.
this is this is all my stream ever. I, what's the matter, Jeff? You're
What Chrissy Cat said. He has learned a lot on this channel about flashlight and guns and news.
fair enough. I can't fault you on that. Um, but this is about what I expected out of my YouTube channel. A couple of good friends talking on stream, not a big audience, and me allowing myself to relax at night, if you can call it that.
And not a bunch of arguing either.
I'll
No.
tell you guys something. There's been a few times where I've done a live stream on my own without anybody else, And people show up that I never saw them anywhere before.
What? I love it. I'm sorry, that's hilarious.
I mean,
Professor High Beams. I need to make that my YouTube channel name. Oh God, that's perfect. That's
talking
fucking
about
perfect.
talking about high beams for headlights. What is the brightest headlight one can buy to go in your vehicle?
Truthfully, and not
Yes,
overloading the circuit.
a train.
You're probably looking at about maybe 3,000 lumens without overloading your circuits and melting shit. So yeah.
Well, a little bit lower. That would uh, cause the other driver to put sunglasses on, wouldn't it?
Well, from what let me look up what my spotlights are here real quick.
Uh,
Hold on.
Because I have a 5,000 lumens cam light installed, like where the second floor is at the house, to light up the property for sighting deer and for the tree business. And that thing lights up about 3 acres really brightly.
I
But
remember
it's not like a headlight because you figure a headlight is like a spotlight, not a floodlight. You got to
now
narrow.
I'm talking headlights in a vehicle because out here in
Okay.
the
So
country, they cannot figure
so
out how to get their foot off the floor to get up on the turn signal to
so
dim the light. Look,
so
I'm talking to you.
so so hold on. The ones that I have for up on the um A pillars is 32,000 lumens. In
Damn.
yeah, that's what it's claiming. Now, whether or not it's actually that, I don't know. Um, but it's
Huh?
600K, which is a very bright blue light.
I
Um,
want that light.
it's 210 watts. So your typical uh, household bulb is what, 40 to 60 watts.
Yeah.
So just 6 or 7 times brighter than your average household bulb. Let me put it that way. Um, it's better understood that way.
But they're getting more lumens with less wattage now than ever. With
Right. And
LED.
I'm only, let's see, what's the wattage on that? Only 5 watts
No
I'm
kidding.
drawing to get 32,000 lumens.
That's all?
Yes. So
Damn.
theoretically, the sky's the limit, Jeff. I would say what I have on the truck is dangerous. Um, I can shoot half a mile down the road and have the light. You know how when you have your high beams on and it reflects off the street signs and you can read them from way far
Yeah.
away? Uh, that I can do that from a half a mile away with just one set, not both sets, my high beams and my truck lights on. So, I mean, one set is like staring into the sun. Me having everything on the truck is basically you're blinded. Your corneas are scorched.
You are the sun.
Yeah, I have transcended my human form and become the sun.
Well,
Yeah, but
see, I just want high head beams that are that bright. So when people can't, or forget to dim
Well,
theirs,
so what happens is a lot of the times people will take the 5-inch ones like I have here. Uh, I'm sorry, I misspoke on a lot of this. Hold on. So the 5-inch ones that I have are 18,800 lumens. And they're 160 watts, and they're
oh
drawing.
shit.
Uh, yeah, they're only still drawing 5 watts. So a little less, about half of what that other one I stated was. But what a lot of people will do is take the 5-inch light pods that I have and replace them in their fog lights, and those are bright
All right.
fuckers. Um, so yeah, you can mount them lower on the vehicle, and you'd have no problem.
I got a
Got-
question for you. Can you take the lights you have above the roof of the truck and turn them off when you're driving? Is there a switch for that?
Are you talking the light bar?
The light bar.
Yeah, I have a whole
Yeah.
control panel in there,
Okay.
just like what the cops have, where you can select the different modes and shit. Only it's a legal color,
Well, that's good because you know
What
why? God forbid there was an air raid and you couldn't turn all those lights down. You
right?
would be a target with all those lights.
Right.
what
Uh,
that mean? But I liked it. Drinking that Diet Coke.
you heard that?
Yeah.
Um,
Me, if you hear me chomping on anything, I'm chomping on a rabbit's foot. I don't have a beaver tail tonight. Leave it alone.
okay, yeah, okay. So this is the ones that I have um on mine right now. So 160 watt round. Uh,
I want
I don't.
two
I do
facing
not have the
forward.
amber. What?
I want two facing forward and six facing backward.
Y6.
Yes. I had a damn F-350 behind me last night.
Ah,
Could not see jack damn shit.
dude, it's terrible for me in the morning. Uh, like I'll flick my mirror. You know how it has the dark setting, and my window's tinted to 5% in the back. So all I can see is these two little tiny specks of headlights behind me, and I can't see anything else. It's like two little bug eyes in the back behind me. So, in terms of seeing anything else behind me, forget it.
101, you know those extended mirrors that they got on trucks for pulling trailers and such like that.
Yeah.
I found out if you take them and adjust them just right, the driver behind you cannot see.
Say that again. The If you adjust your tow mirrors?
No. Yeah, the ones on the side of your truck. You
Yeah.
know that. Okay, if you adjust those just right, the drivers with high head beams on, they
Yeah.
cannot see.
Yeah. I have it set to where as if I'm towing. I don't use any other setting. That way I can see the full lane because I have
No,
my
no, you
hold
know.
on a minute. Hold on. I have it set so I can see the full lane next to me, uh, and none of my truck because I'm used to it, first off, and my blind spot monitoring radar will detect anybody in my blind spot anyway.
What I'm saying is, it will blind the person behind you to dim their lights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I have mine set the way I do.
Okay. Get you two sets, one that you can normally see, and the other one that will blind assholes.
Um, Maybe I'll mount some in the truck cap when I get some more money.
Do you have any fog lights?
Are you kidding with that question,
Really?
Jim?
Nope.
That's old school.
Yeah, I have fog lights on the truck.
I got another question. Have you ever heard of that song by the rock group Styx, "Light Up"?
Say that again?
There's a song by the group Styx called "Light Up." You want to
Okay.
get you want to if you had a way of playing the song in your truck, blast it riding down the road.
Okay. Um,
Jeff might not know it. I'm sure B. Charming and Grace know it, and Dana B because they're in my age group.
Damn, now you calling us old.
Well, you're more of a country music fan, Jeff.
These lights, I would say, are pretty
Yeah.
good.
The third one is what I want on my when I get a roll bar.
What do you mean third one?
The third, no, go up. Stop. Okay. The third one from the left, the double.
This here?
Yep.
Those are only 6-inch light bars.
What's the luminance on it?
8600.
Well, see, put them on top of your light bar and turn them backwards. You ought to be able to
That
see.
you're looking at about 4300 for the each individual one. It's probably 86 combined with
I
the
don't
two.
care. I do not care.
Okay.
Is there any law in Michigan on how many lumens your truck can project?
No. There is laws as to whether or not they blind drivers, yeah. But that's totally subjective. You know, somebody can say, "Oh, you're blinding me with your lights," and they could be stock lights, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of circumstances, which I'm not too good at avoiding, but um, they also have laws against what kind of light. So you can have amber, orange, and white facing out in all directions. You can have red and white facing out the back. You can have white facing out in any direction. And if you have red, it has to be facing out the back. And it has to correlate with your turn signals or brake lights.
Wasn't that Huey Lewis in the news, Nightwing?
Jeff, why do you need a roll bar in your truck? Or what one?
Why would you not?
So I can put up extra light.
Okay.
And we do have deer out here real bad.
What kind of truck do you have?
I got a 88 Silverado.
Is it garage kept?
No,
How bad's the rust?
it ain't that bad.
Okay, now next question. How much are you willing to spend?
About $2 or $3.
Oh.
Now
Here's one for you with an AK on it.
I'm going to find somebody to weld me a roll bar, old school.
Hell, I can do it.
If I was to get that welding gun, I can do it.
You do realize that was a soldering gun.
They got one that welds pretty damn good. It even welds underwater.
Yeah, that's called stick welding, Jeff.
Well, Jeff, have you ever rolled a pickup truck?
Jim, I used to roll cars down a hill just to see how if it would end up on its wheels.
Well, you're not going to borrow my truck, I'll tell you that.
Here you go, Jeff. One's with the lights already equipped.
Shit. Hey, that ain't no bad price either.
Almost $300.
Yeah, $276. Well, I mean, look at what you get.
Yeah. This is just a bolt-on one. It's not structurally in the frame. It just bolts into the bed.
Yeah.
It's a Marty McFly special is what it is. There you go. Get a chrome one.
Hey,
You don't see many chrome anymore.
Now, can I get one to go on back of the bed?
What do you mean?
Because I know they used to have them where you can mount them on the back of the bed right there at the tailgate.
You mean like extensions like that?
No, no. I'm talking about a roll bar.
Yeah, you're talking.
Just turn it around. See, that way when I go camping, I'll take me a roll of plastic shit out.
Oh, you're talking like what they would have on the back of a deuce and a half and stretch a piece of canvas over it.
Something like that. Whoa, back up, back up. No, that's too far.
This
All
here,
right. Yeah.
that's not quite.
Yeah.
But I was gonna find you something. I know exactly what.
I don't like it. It's kind of the way it's mounted to the bed. I don't want it that far back.
There's.
Shit.
Hold on. They've got.
No. Okay.
Let's see here. Hold on.
That was ladder racks. I don't want those.
No, hold on. Uh,
Jim, that truck's got the original 350 in it.
I had an 85 Silverado that had a 305.
Now
I had,
this one, there you go.
Here you
This
go, Jeff.
one,
So this is what they normally do for uh like overlanding. They'll put the tents on top of
yeah.
this and all your gear and shit. But yeah, that's for a Silverado, modern day one anyway.
well, some of the roofers have racks like that to put the ladders on.
Nah.
This is completely adjustable. All of these are. I thought about getting this one specifically for
But,
mine.
but would that fit my bed?
It depends. These brackets here allow you to drill into that. Like if you're having 88, I'm sure you could bolt it on.
Uh, can you move your cursor just a little bit to the left of that? Okay, stop right there. Because right there, that top piece looks like it's adjustable. You can
Yeah,
slide
it
it
is.
in.
Yeah, the bolt there.
Yeah, it adjusts to all these different models up here. It's
I
a
could get that to fit my
Toyota
bed.
Tacoma, Tundra. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if I go with this specific one, but I thought about it at one point myself of stretching a piece of canvas over something like this. They have
Yeah.
them in all different heights. This is like a mid-size one, like or a mid-cab one. It doesn't quite go all the way high.
I'd want
Uh,
mine to go even with the roof of the truck.
yeah, so you want
So
something like this here, where
yeah, so that way, if I had to, I can go through that and jump in my
yeah,
truck.
but you see how they put all their shit on there, and
Yep.
it just it works. But I've never heard nothing bad about these things. There's a couple brands you got to be aware of that are kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure the metal is thick enough. Because if you're going to beat on it and abuse it,
No.
it's
The
well. When I
old
say beat on it and abuse it, I mean use it. For what it's intended for.
well, now
Uh,
I did see something, that I liked. It had you was going down through it, and this one rack had two lights on it,
like this
toward
here.
the back. Yeah.
Yeah, like
See,
that.
get that, put it on the very back, and put another one in the middle. Hell,
You
that'd
see,
be fine.
you see how they're what it does is it goes underneath the lip of the bed, and then these bolts tighten down on the bed and lock it in place.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know if your 88 has something like that, but where it has the
No.
lip that it can hook under, but Yeah, that's doesn't take a lot to do. You could do that in an afternoon. And
Yeah,
all of these
yeah,
things are adjustable. You can see the screws.
right
But
there,
oh, I'm sorry, what?
right there to the left of the light up there. It's yeah, you're right. It is adjustable,
Yeah,
and if
not
it,
by a lot, but probably a couple inches
yeah, a
because
hell couple of inches matter a lot.
it this is what it fits, you know, all these uh
Hold it,
different.
Silverado.
But you notice the years, it's like 2002 is the latest,
Damn.
you know,
Yeah.
so finding something for an 88, you're more likely going to have to fabricate it.
Yeah, that's about what I
Uh
was talking
but
about. Two.
I mean, doing something like this by hand, um this
I'd
one here
have,
I thought about getting myself at one point.
I'd
Um
have to find a tube bender if I fabricated it.
you can you
That
can
one I like.
you can make a tube bender.
Oh, I know you can.
Yeah,
I know.
this one here I thought about getting on mine at one point until I decided to get a bed cap. This is a very good brand, Hook Road. Uh, they're a little expensive, but I haven't heard anything bad about them.
I do like that one.
Yeah, you don't have any lights though. You can
Yeah.
customize it yourself though. That's not a problem.
Well,
And
you can buy,
yeah,
lights and modify it.
right, it's a blank slate for you to have fun with.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily even need to use all three panels or all three crossbars. It allows you to take, I don't know if you can tell, but this here is a removable panel. That there is a removable panel. It's all modular.
Well, see, my only problem now, this is me. It does not go all the way to where I want it to go. That back bar.
Well, that's where you can adjust it. That was just adjusted for a gladiator.
Yeah.
That's not maxed out, but you can very easily make it max. You know, max
Well,
itself out.
seeing as how you showed that part right there, those middle bars.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just wondering.
What do
The
you want?
only way to find out is to order one.
Yeah.
What's
Go
what's the
ahead.
price on those?
You're
Yeah,
looking
Jeff,
at about 500
yeah,
for
Jeff,
any brand, really.
do you ever have to put your water mower in the bed of the truck to take it away to get fixed?
I don't know if I'd want a liner or if I want the other stuff to go in there. That bed is in perfect condition.
What
No holes.
on your 88?
Yeah.
Well, then don't fucking ruin it. Don't drill it. Don't do nothing.
Because Jeff, if you ever have to take your water mower away for repair, you got to watch that the rocks don't mess up putting the thing in there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got a little rust on the roof. You know, I was thinking about taking some sandpaper and then putting primer on it to keep it from getting worse.
Because I've had to paint part of my bed numerous times, like the top part, because all the buckets I put in there with water with little trays, it gets scratched up.
Now, Daddy, he's the one that had the truck. If it even rained just one little bit, he would say, Jeff, go get the water out of my bed.
Hmm?
Like that.
You
A
wouldn't let
lot,
it sit.
a lot of times I'd have to take a broom and sweep the back of it out. You know,
Surprised you didn't wear the paint off doing that.
You got to
yeah,
keep the holes unclogged, like where the bed meets the cab, right
Yeah.
behind it.
That was a problem with my old truck was the seam between the back of the bed and the floor of the bed. It
yeah.
got clogged with dirt and I had to power wash that shit out. It was like a shit ton of gunk came out of there.
Like leaves get in there.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this: I've got to turn my truck around so it can go downhill, so what water is in there now will drain out.
Yeah, leave the tailgate open when it rains.
See, I tried that too,
There you go, Jeff.
but it's got dividers on it. Daddy'd make me go out there and put the tailgate up because it was water on the tailgate.
I'm on my second bumper on my '03 Silverado, and not from
Every
being hit, just
second,
from rust.
I
every,
went through 3 on my old Nissan.
Those bumpers they're just junk now. They're not like the bumpers. I'm
No,
sure Jeff has the original bumper on his
yeah,
80. One of
it's
those things are heavy.
a bumper. Back in Jeff's day, was a bumper like what I have on my bull bar, where it could take a hit and
Yeah.
nobody bothered.
mhm.
Nowadays, you sneeze the wrong way and the whole car disintegrates.
The
Everything
metal,
on that truck is original.
how many miles is on the engine, Jeff?
Too damn many. Damn, the odometer quit. It's damn near 200, if not
Well,
more.
A little expensive for you, Jeff, but there you go.
That's too, yeah.
2000 something.
Now, if I could afford a truck like that, oh, hell no.
well, the easiest solution for Jeff is just to get a cap put on it. Then you won't have any water inside the bed.
I know where you can get one, Jeff.
I doubt yours would fit mine. It'd probably look, whoa, whoa, back up. Whoa, right there. What is that third one?
This,
Yeah.
those are uh, running boards.
Now, that is what I need.
They're running boards for a Bronco.
Damn. Texas
Modify.
model. Yeah.
Why
91
do you
bucks.
need running boards, Jeff?
Why? Really? You have to ask Jeff why he needs running boards. The man is ancient.
I don't even have running boards.
No, it mainly is for the wife. Okay.
Dude, I find that if I could live without the running boards, but what I found with my old truck that didn't have running boards was I kept when I swing my foot up into the cab, I would keep hitting my boot on that very edge of the door, and I wore a hole through the paint.
Mm.
So yeah, doing that with muddy boots and shit, that was not cool.
Damn, what? You having earthquakes down there? You
Earthquakes.
having earthquakes in the Alaska is fixing to blow its top.
Yeah, that volcano.
Yeah. And
Wait,
they
what?
say that
There's a
could be,
volcano in Alaska waiting to
It's
explode.
active.
yeah, it's got magma coming up now. Uh, where ain't it close to Juneau? A little bit west of Juneau, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know where Juneau is, but
It's in Alaska.
well, no shit. Smart ass.
Maybe the Gulf, what life is causing the earthquake.
Let me see if I can pull Juneau up. Damn.
So
I'm in Canada right
That
now.
earthquake that occurred in Myanmar, the 7.7 that people said was higher, that
Yeah.
jolted the whole United States. It jolted all of North America. Because shortly after that, another vent opened, allegedly a Yellowstone volcano.
No shit. That's where it's at.
So Jeff, are you open to a soft top?
Not really, because if I go camping and a stick falls out of the tree, I'm screwed. It's like what do they call a widowmaker?
Sure.
I prefer
So,
a hard top.
so how was what I was showing you on Amazon any better than what's this? Like, I don't get it.
because I can go buy 10 and modify modify the top.
I see what you're saying. So, you want it made out of steel.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go back to the website that I was on here.
Gino is right there beside of British Columbia. Matter of fact, a few miles east, and you'd be in Canada.
Huh. Ah.
Matter of
So what?
fact,
So what Jeff is looking for is something like this here. Uh,
I'm sure Jeff has an 8-foot bed. I don't even think they made 6-foot beds back
no,
in
they
the 1980s.
didn't.
is that what you're kind of looking for, Jeff? The old aluminum style?
Yeah,
There you go.
it's these
They
74. That's what my son's got, but his is a 4-door.
what? A Silverado?
No, Chevrolet Z71.
Yeah, this is a Silverado.
I prefer the doors that open like
Oh no,
that.
GMC Sierra. I'm sorry.
No, a Z71 Chevrolet. It ain't GMC.
Yes, it is.
They're the same.
GMC Chevy, right
They're the
there.
same truck.
Same company.
Let me tell
GMC
you.
and Chevy, the trucks are identical, all the parts.
Yes.
Well, so was a Cougar and a Mustang.
A Cougar isn't the same. Well, oh, you mean the Mercury? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I ain't talking about the 2-legged Cougars. Dead burn it.
Let's see if there's. Let's see. Let's do what? North Carolina for you, Jeff?
Yeah. Do oh hell, what I'd be damn.
Here we go. Hold on.
Sanford.
Where'd it go? North Carolina. Sanford?
Yeah. Sanford.
Okay. And then give me a rough postal code, your zip code here, dude.
Holy shit.
You don't have to give me your exact one, but give me one in North Carolina.
The only one I know is where we used to live is
At
27207.
2707. Right?
27207.
Oh, two. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just go here for now, just so I can get past that step. Let's see if we even have the ability to go to an 88.
I don't think so.
It gave me the year, so Chevy Silverado,
Yeah.
1500.
Yeah. Is it 15?
I would assume it's
Yeah.
15 because that's the only option. Regular or dual cab?
Regular.
Okay. Bed size? I'd assume it's the long one because that's the only option.
It is.
Okay, let's see what we got here. So you literally have the V style, the Overland, and the only other one is the classic aluminum, like I showed you.
How much is the
So,
Overland?
you're probably looking at.
I kind of like it set up.
So it's got bed liner along the edges here. to
and
keep
that's
it
the same
from.
color as what I got.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I'm
Close.
a silver over burgundy.
Well, you can change the color,
Yeah.
but so that's just the trim that I was mentioning earlier. Uh, do you want a fold down window, Jeff?
No.
Okay, so we just want a regular picture window.
Yeah.
Okay. We want as basic as we can get. Okay,
Yeah.
Jeff? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, let's keep going
I
here.
don't want but one hatch that opens.
Okay, you want the one handle or two
Yeah.
handle?
Hell, go one handle.
Okay. I suppose you don't want any lights.
I can have lights put in.
Okay.
I'll get my grandson
Do
to
you
do
want
that.
a do you want a headliner? Carpeted?
No, hell no. I'm not going to live in the damn thing.
Okay, I don't know what you're planning.
I told you what it is.
Okay, you just want a basic fucking cap. Okay.
Yes. Where I can go camping, and if need be, I can sit in it while my fishing poles are in the water.
Okay, you literally just want a dry place to sit.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, so we are looking at. I don't have a price here, damn it.
Damn it.
Shit. If I had to take a guess off of mine was 3,337,
My God.
and that was before all of the discounts, which then landed at about 2,800. Um,
I'll
if
put,
we're talking classic aluminum like yours and
yeah.
completely bare bones, I mean, it could be around the same price. It's not, it being an older model, I would assume it's less.
Well, I'll tell you,
If you
it's
want, I
like,
can request a quote for you and I can get back to
no,
you, but I'm not going
that's
to.
all right. I
Okay.
know what I'm looking for.
But you
L-
know that
Uh,
something. Go ahead.
Last time I remember, now my daddy bought one years, and I mean years ago. Brand damn new. He paid
Yeah,
$700 for it.
that's about right. Yeah, that's about
Now,
right.
Al Bundy, that's where you put a PVC pipe in, and you dig a hole up under in the ground.
You figure back then when your dad bought it, Jeff, which I'd assume is probably last century, right?
Back in the mid late 70s.
Okay, so like really late last century. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, adjust it for. Let me do a inflation here a minute. So like
Yes,
seven. Well,
Christy.
we'll do, we'll do 1975.
Okay.
Uh, just to ballpark it.
But he had a F-100 back then when he bought it for that one.
Jeff, when I bought my 85 pickup, it was a year and a half old. You know, it was Silverado, 8 foot bed.
Oh,
It was $7,500 used with like less than 20,000 miles. Look how much truck. Look how expensive trucks have gotten now.
okay. So
Yeah,
$700 back
yeah,
then in 1975 was the equivalent of uh $4,160.
damn. I know he put lights in it. He put accessories in it.
Okay, so yeah, that's about right. Really, like if you think about it in today's world, yeah.
Yeah,
Um, had I gotten the fully loaded version of what I'm getting, it
right.
probably would have been $4,500, which is right here as it says price difference. You're looking at between 3,460 and 4,160. So
I wonder if
give or
they got
take,
any.
$800.
I wonder if they have any on the marketplace.
Oh yeah, you find them all day on Marketplace, dude.
And
Back
if
in
I'm lucky, I can find one that somebody's giving away.
Oh, dude, you could get one for $100.
Yeah.
In fact, Midwest Truck, the place that I mentioned, if you can, have them down there by you. They sell used. Uh, Here, hold on a minute. They sell used caps. Now, you may pay more, but they could be in better condition.
Yeah, something like that.
You get something like the red one there, and I mean that looks as basic as you can get. It's fiberglass, but there's an aluminum one down there. They have them. They're there.
Well, you know yourself. You know what you got in your head, that's what you want. You can see pictures, and like you said, that burgundy one, about as close as what I'm talking about. What I'd
Uh,
have to do is just go look at it. You
right.
know,
Um,
Yeah, you got to make sure that rubber on the bottom isn't starting to dry rot
ain't
on the
that a
side.
crying shame? Even the damn bed of my truck takes rubbers.
what were you saying, Jim?
You got to watch with some of those used caps left outside. They get the rubber where it attaches to the bed could be
Yeah,
really dry
usually
rotted.
that's just weather stripping, dude. That the way they do it these days, it's not like it's integrated into the shell. It's just a
Scrape it off.
yeah,
You know, you go to Lowe's and buy a roll of it and lay it
right.
down.
That's what I did with my old one, and that worked
Yeah.
just fine.
Well, I had a truck once that had a bed. I'll tell you a story. When my old Dodge Club Cab died, before I got the Silverado, my father took me to a few places, and he was getting impatient. He said, "Why don't you get this truck?" So I got it. I got a Ford Ranger. It had a 7 foot bed. It had a cap on it. Before my wife and I were married, we got rear-ended by a drunk driver. Stopped waiting to make a left. After we got rear-ended, the whole bed of the truck. We're lucky we didn't get killed. The whole bed of the truck was all twisted. You know what happened to the cap that was attached? The thing flew up in the air and landed partly in the bed and partly on the side of the truck.
So here you go, Jeff. This is just like okay. Here's an old one from a Tacoma, just for like if you want to talk matching the age
Yeah.
here.
Well, see
$100.
that one right there would go about halfway to my back window.
Well, this is for a Tacoma, but my point is, this is a '95 to 2004. Um, it's for $100 on Facebook Marketplace.
You
Uh,
should.
if you want something that's just a cheap coverall, yeah, fine. Stop it with that crap. It throws me out of it.
That looks old.
Um,
That cap.
but they have them all over Facebook Marketplace, dude. Parts and uh, the whole kit and caboodle, aluminum, non-aluminum, shit.
Right.
Um,
Harvest Moon Moon, I can't do that. I'd love to take this cold air.
what's that?
Oh, Harvest Mary Moon is wanting me to take the cold air back my way.
Oh, take the cold air.
Yeah.
We had a pretty nice day today. It was
Yeah, it was nice. It's
67 degrees out. I'm like, holy shit.
that's about what it was here. You know, as long as you outside working, you're
You didn't
fine.
notice it. Yeah, you didn't
Yeah.
notice it. It was relatively cool. I actually
Right.
almost cut the grass today, which was fucking wild.
Dude, I don't even want to talk about a lawnmower right now.
You need a new
I get
lawnmower,
you.
Jeff?
Huh?
You need a new lawnmower?
Do I need a what?
A new lawnmower.
Let me put it like this. I bought one a couple of weeks ago. Okay. Now it's got a flat tire.
Well, I'm sure you have a jack to get
You have
jack it
you
up.
have
Well,
a
I can take it off, but it's come loose from the rim. I looked at the rim. Dude, I got to take a wire brush to that rim and clean it. So
dude.
it's
What the fuck are you doing to that lawnmower? That
It was not a brand new one when I bought it.
Okay.
Okay. Now
What
we
brand?
have used it 2 or 3 times. It's a Husqvarna. All right.
Okay. Why is
Which
it so damn rusty?
that I cannot tell you. All I know is tomorrow I got to take it off the lawnmower, clean it off, and then take it somewhere to have them pop it back on. To blow it up to put it back on the rim.
You've never reseated a bead
Yeah,
before?
I have, but I got no air compressor.
You might need a new tire too.
I'm sorry, Jeff, but not pulling your leg and not giving you shit, but I'm gonna give you shit. Why the fuck don't you have an air compressor?
Because I did have.
Okay.
They are so old, I just ain't bought another one. I
Okay.
mean, it's just
You
got
don't
a
have
fan
you
on.
don't have a little one that you can use for your car?
No,
I find that hard to believe. I got one at Home Depot for $20.
but I mean I've got a hole in the line somewhere. I just ain't pulled it apart and checked.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm a little disappointed in finding out you don't have an air compressor. Being that we're all talking, you know,
I'm on my third
preparatory.
one.
Full Monty, at least I don't squeak when I walk.
Squeak. Um, that's another thing you could probably find on Marketplace. There's plenty of air compressors, dude.
Oh, I know. See, I bought one from a pawn shop years ago, and it worked before I took it.
Dude,
I got it
as
home.
soon as you got it home, it broke.
I got it home, blew up 2 bicycle tires, and it didn't work since. And I
Dude,
was bound and determined I'm not buying a used one
well,
again.
hold on. Did you purge the valve?
Yeah,
You purged the water out of it.
yeah.
Okay. Because usually, if you let it fill up with water, it doesn't work.
I'll take you out.
Well, I found that out with my first one.
Okay. I had that happen to one on a construction site once where we just never purged it, the blowout valve, and it just, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, Monty.
Sounds like Jeff needs a good blowjob. Dixie!
She'd smack me for that
I'm sure she would.
one. Oh,
Okay, now this is really weird. Now I'm getting, so I don't know if you've ever heard of the channel Project Farm,
no.
where he tests a whole bunch of different shit.
Like what?
Just anything. Anything and everything. He does like brand comparisons,
Okay.
okay, of different things, right? But
Right.
just like 6 days ago, he posts air compressors. There you go.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny that that
Now
came
that right there, that yellow one, I wouldn't mind having.
a nice
You
DeWalt.
know, yeah. D-Walt's pretty damn good. I like D-Walt's.
I guarantee you these all come out at the same factory. Um,
I'm not
but yeah,
guaranteeing
he does a lot of different comparisons as to what you should or shouldn't buy, or like when he did shop vacs for rigid
I
way
got two of
back in the
them.
day, he convinced me to get what I got. Um, just like if you want different types of anything, it's what what oil does is the best. What cleaner is the best? What anything. This guy's been doing it for years, and like there's the oil one. There you go. Um, but it's a real good channel. Uh,
Hell, I would settle for a pancake air compressor.
those are cheapies.
Well, I mean, I don't do what I used to. You know, I don't need no, oh
You
hell.
You want one that you can call upon once in a while and have it work
Yeah,
for you.
yeah. See, what
Right.
I used to have down the shop was 20-gallon.
Oh boy, that's a biggie.
Yeah, it was. When I moved it up here, I had to lay it down and hook it up to the ball on the truck to drive it up here.
Huh. Uh, so hold on. You were asking about that overland one, Jeff. That bed cap.
Yeah.
This guy has a Nissan Titan, which is the same size bed as my truck, which is strange. Don't ask me why. It's a full size truck with a mid size truck bed. But that right there is the overland bed. What it would look like on my truck, just a bigger version.
You got a four door.
Huh?
You have a four-door pickup.
Yeah,
Okay.
my truck's a 4 door. Yeah.
I've not realized that as many times you done showed it.
Yeah. It's crew cab, 5 foot bed. But he just recently got his overland cap. So yeah. This is basically the big brother to my truck.
Al Bundy said one of Jeff's good belches would fill a tire. Ha ha. And Chrissy said,
Yes.
I agree.
uh, but
It has been a
One of
while,
the
ain't it?
last remaining crew trucks, in my opinion. And
by the way, they discontinued the Titan this year. By the way, they are not making the Titan anymore.
And that bed is so short though in that truck.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
for a full size, yeah. But for my size truck, it proportions itself out.
it's
Well, for you,
so
that
good
would
looking.
be a full size bed.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing,
I
Jeff.
mean,
Is my 5 foot bed has done more work than most people I see with their full size beds. Like
yeah.
I've hauled 40 bags of mulch in the back end of my truck without a problem. It doesn't sag. It doesn't. I've towed trailers. It's done everything I've asked of it. I
Yeah.
don't need I don't need an 8 foot bed all the time. So having a 5 foot bed's better than not having a bed at all.
Okay, I'll give you that.
You
But
know?
you know the way I was raised up, a pickup truck is a work vehicle. And
Yeah.
nowadays, they pimp it out. Let's put it like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, shit. Look at it. You know.
Heck, I wish
Well,
they had
that's
made 10-foot beds when I was younger.
what's that?
Trucks are meant to
I wish they made a bed 10 foot long. I could have used because if I would
Oh
put
hell
this
yeah.
one machine in the truck, there's like hardly any room to stop it.
Didn't Ford make a uh, like back in the '80s with the square bodies? There was a like the F-350. Didn't it have like a 10 foot bed with dualies and quad cab? Like, didn't people do that shit? Like they didn't make them from the factory, but people modified them to be 10 feet.
Well, now I know my daddy took his Dodge and took the regular
use
bed
for.
off of it and built a flatbed for it that was about 12 foot.
Hey, look at that! The guy's from South Carolina. Go find him, Jeff. He's close to you.
Shit. He's got a Titan.
Yeah, that's the big brother
It's
to my
either
frontier. What?
what I call a true truck is from the mid 60s up till the early 70s. That was a true truck, in
So
my opinion.
you're saying 2 door, like what, 5 speed manual with an 8 foot bed at minimum, and if you were like doing heavy shit, dualies maybe.
Maybe. But
And what,
I'm going
100
like
and
body.
what?
Go ahead.
And
I'm
maybe,
talking.
like,
Go
you
ahead.
fucking with me?
No, not
Yeah,
trying to.
Okay. And maybe, like, what, 250 horses if you're lucky?
Yeah, but
Eh, Go ahead.
I'm looking at like a 65 Chevrolet, the
Uh-huh.
truck, like that. I love that body style. A 70 to a 74 Ford F100 square body. I like those. You know, there's a bunch of nice Chevrolets that I like. I'm not going to say I'm a Ford person, I'm a Dodge person, or I'm a Chevrolet person. I'm like
Okay.
this. If I like the body style and the damn thing runs, I like it.
Okay.
and you
And
got to remember, Jeff.
I do know if it's mechanical or if it's female, it's going to break down every once in a while.
Yeah, but Jeff, the trucks in
That's a
those
good
days,
one, Jeff. I love it.
the trucks in those days didn't have the horsepower they have now with the carburetor. Like my old '85 Chevy with a 5-liter V8, it only put out 160 horsepower.
Dude, let me tell you, the fastest car I've set my tail in was a 67 Cougar, period. Okay. It had a 302 Boss in it.
I didn't
And I'm
know you
talking,
liked older women, Jeff.
yeah, they they don't run as fast. Uh, the guy who built that held the record for about 3 years straight at Piedmont Drag Strip. Okay. This car was not no slouch, but they got four cylinders out right now that would tear that damn Cougar's ass up.
Yeah, they make full size Fords with 4 cylinders. They're turbocharged. I know.
Yeah, no,
I don't miss carburetors in vehicles one bit.
Ah,
that Cougar pissed me off so damn bad one night. I flooded the carburetor out on purpose, sitting there striking matches, throwing them in the carburetor, and the damn thing would not catch on fire.
do that nowadays, and you got a burning ball of plastic.
Yeah, I know. See,
Possible by
It's Jeff's truck.
TireRack.com. Rain-X.
yeah,
Hum by Verizon. State Farm. And WeatherTech.
Back when commercials were commercials.
There, one tailored for almost
What, Jeff?
Remember
I
that
like
guy?
rims on it.
everyone. But despite all that research, the most popular model at General Motors has been one that's about as tailored as, say, a pair of blue jeans, the full-size pickup truck. Together, Chevrolet and GMC.
Now, hold on a minute.
That
This
looks
is
like
a
my old.
hold on a minute. This is a full-size pickup truck back in '88.
Yeah,
That is the same size as my truck today.
that's the same size my truck is. And Chrissy Cat,
That is your
only
truck.
the, only the wimps don't like trucks.
That is your truck, Jeff.
Hmm.
That's an '88 Silverado.
Mine has the four headlights.
Well, either way.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they didn't have many extended cab models back then.
Well, either way, my point is just the comparison from the guy to the truck. This truck is not towering over him like the trucks do today. You know,
right.
he's seems of average height, as I would have been probably compared to people back then. Um, the bed is not like you could walk up to it and you could reach in it. Nowadays, you can't. You have to get all these step ladders and shit to get up in that fucking shit. And I'm not just saying that because I'm short, but it's actually like they got steps built in this crap, and it's yeah.
Well, okay,
But perhaps redesign isn't the right word. Our Cheyenne Sea.
There's Jeff's truck.
when I had made 85
Yeah.
Chevy pickup truck, okay, our son was born in 91. I got rid of it when it fell apart in 03. I had a car seat in there and a 95-pound German Shepherd. We were all crammed in the front.
Okay.
Good night, Dana B.
Poor Saber had to like sit. She couldn't even lie down with the car seat.
And people were more inclined back then to use their trucks like trucks because they were, well, trucks.
It's what they were built for.
Right. Nowadays, they're not built for truck shit.
Hell
And if
no.
they are, they're very simple trucks.
They
But
made
there was-
out of beer cans.
Yeah, but you got to watch the 85 to like 87, 88 model Chevy 1500 Silverados couldn't haul a lot of weight. I remember putting a weight in the truck, bald and burlap trays I dug up for landscape jobs,
Uh-huh.
and the leaf springs would hit the exhaust system.
What
Now,
what was the payload of an 88?
It was a half a ton.
Okay,
So
so
1500. If
Now,
you put
let
half
me-
a ton in there, you knew it.
let me say this. The guy who had the truck before my pop bought it put heavier springs and shocks on the back.
okay, so what would you say is the heaviest load you've carried in that truck, Jeff?
I have no idea.
A whole.
I didn't exceed it. I'll
I
tell you
said
that.
Jeff, not Jim.
Okay.
Hold on. Go ahead, Jeff.
I have gone to the lumber yard, and pallets of lumber that they end up.
Okay.
I put one of them on the back of it.
Okay, so you're looking at about maybe 1,500 pounds.
Yeah, I'll go
Okay.
that.
So
And
that's
I
about
have-
just under what mine can do today. I can put 1,700 in the back.
a couple of 100 pounds difference. I mean, but still, that ain't bad, especially for a new truck.
Well, yours was an upgraded version.
Well,
So I would say yours as an upgraded version was about as where mine is today.
okay.
I can accept that, or that's what I would suspect. Your standard one back then probably could only do 1,000 pounds, but you got to realize back then you probably weren't doing as much or expecting as much as.
Dude, back then, when Pop was still kicking and going, every weekend we'd go cut wood and throw it in the bed of the truck.
Well, what I'm saying though is you weren't expecting your truck to haul 30,000 pounds like you do expect a truck today. 30,000 pounds was a 18-wheeler's job back then.
Yeah.
Hauling 5 to 1,000 pounds of wood in the back of a pickup back then was stretching the limits of your pickup truck.
True. I'll give you that. It was stock.
Right. And as your average Joe couldn't necessarily afford, your upgrades. God, that simplicity. I love it.
Dude, back then, we didn't pay somebody to do it. We did it ourselves.
It just
Plain
looks
simple.
so much nicer. I'm sorry. I love a square body.
Yeah. Some models, yes. Some models, I wouldn't give you 2 plug nickels for.
Well, just the simplicity, the look of it, the
Yeah.
serviceability of it. Okay. Now, do I like my heated seats? Do I like my fancy backup camera? Yeah.
Oh,
Do
hell
I
yeah.
need it? No. Could I get by with this if I could drive a manual? Sure.
That ain't a manual.
Of course,
That's
feel
an automatic.
That's an automatic?
That's an automatic.
Okay, then I can drive it.
Okay, another thing, Jeff. Can you even get an aftermarket exhaust system for one of those? when my first exhaust system, the tailpipe wore out in the '85 Chevy pickup I got like in '87, I went through and I went through aftermarket tailpipes. In 3 years, they all rusted out.
Look, about a year ago, I took my truck up there. Don't need nothing on it. I asked the man, could he put a set of headers and like a flow max on it? He looked up under it. He said, sure, $300.
You know, another thing I'm noticing, the tires are not the big beefy tires of today.
No.
They have smaller wheels than the newer
Because
ones.
what kind of wheels do you have on that? How many lugs? What, 5?
Five lugs.
Yeah. Nowadays it's 6 lugs just for the sheer amount of tire, you know?
Those on that truck and my truck are 15s. I tell you that.
15s are small on a truck today.
Yeah, they are. But on my truck, they don't look small. Okay.
No, I had 15s on my old Nissan, my first truck. But they had 32-inch tires, so they had a lot of tire with very small rims, which allowed it to pretty much go anywhere. Oh
Wait a minute.
God,
Hold
I
on.
love
Hold
it.
on. Hold on. Harvest Merry Moon. That's because it is a man's baby. Okay.
Do what now?
And besides that, the truck does not talk back to him.
And I'll tell you guys another problem with new trucks and why I probably won't get one. When we were looking for a new car for my wife in 2015, we went to a Ford dealer and they took, okay, you know how the old trucks have bench seats? When I got a new truck in '03, I had trouble getting a bench seat. All these trucks have a thing in the middle. There won't be room for the dog to sit inside the truck with me because you got the thing in the
Oh,
middle.
because they have the transmission hump. Yeah.
No, not that the way
Mine's
the seats are. You got
transmission
that
hump.
you
Okay,
got
you
that
both
console.
you're talking over each other. You all gotta stop. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Jim.
you've got like a console in the middle of the seat.
Yeah. You missed the old bench seats.
Yeah, my
Like
'03 Chevy,
like
they
that.
had to get one from out of state so I could have, a seat for the dog.
See, that's what I got. I've got a bench seat. It's fabric. It's not plastic.
Right. Um,
You know,
where was it here?
the
It was
only two things my truck is missing is tilt steering and cruise control.
God, when our glove box had strings to keep it open.
Yeah, I got the cup holders in it too.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
that's not
damn.
asking for an accident. You hit the brakes and your Coke goes flying into your dash. Fuck. God, I'm sorry.
But
That's kind of
see,
dumb.
I got to get another glove box door for mine. It's there, but it comes slap off.
And then
Okay, here's where I kind of have a little bit of a laugh. They're always saying, "Oh, we got to save the planet. We got to improve MPG." Dude, I get the same 17 in city, 22 highway as they did back in the 80s. There has been no improvement in the terms of fuel economy, and there never will be because you don't ever buy a truck for fuel economy. Go ahead, Jim.
I'm
then the
pissing a
thing,
bunch of women off in chat.
Go
okay,
ahead, Jim.
an eight-cylinder engine is not going to get 17 in the city. My old '85 Chevy pickup truck got about 12 miles a gallon with a 5-liter V8. And then
Dude,
then I had to get a
mine's
new
getting
engine for it.
damn
I had to get a new engine for the truck in '96 because the intake manifold went because they couldn't fix it. Then I got rid of
mine's
it in
getting damn
'03.
near
What, Jeff?
mine's getting damn near 20 miles to the gallon. It's got the old school 350 in it.
I like the two-tone
You
brown
know,
It's the
colors.
driving you're doing. You're not in stop and go traffic.
I
Okay,
like
I'll give you that right there.
I like the two-tone brown colors personally. My
I like the
dad
silver.
my dad had an affinity for this kind of color scheme when he was younger in the 70s.
Well,
The
let me
brown
ask this
kind of
right
color in
here.
cars.
Would an 88 be considered a classic now?
Yeah, it's 25 years old.
God, we're getting to wow. Anything from the 90s is considered classic. Holy shit! I
And
feel
actually,
old.
the
So, in
Chevy,
other words, I can go put classic insurance on mine.
I feel old.
and the Chevys they made in the early 90s weren't the best either. I remember when my dad got a 93 Silverado that had the V6 in it. He had bought it brand new. He had the heater one on the thing, the air conditioner one on it. He had problems with the fuel injection system.
I mean, yeah, you probably couldn't do as much with that kind of a truck, but
I don't know.
you weren't dissatisfied with it. You know, these trucks were of a different time.
I mean, they
Well,
made good. The big problem
it's
with the
like I
early,
Y'all gotta stop the
go,
talking over each other. What is going on?
go
well,
ahead, Jim.
the big problem with the early 2000 Chevrolet model, which I think is better made than the newer ones were, okay, the brake lines weren't coated with rubber. I had to get all my brake lines replaced around 2007, 2008, and you figure the truck was only a few years old. Then the fuel line rusted out. It was on the verge of leaking. And actually, the guy that works on my truck now said, "You don't want a new truck. There's too many problems with them." He said anything after 2008 Chevy made. Chevy's had big problems with these trucks that are four-cylinder part of the time, an eight-cylinder, where you can find it online,
That,
where truck 60 miles on them, the engine seized up because of problems.
that's why
I
on
back
my
him.
front hold on. That's why on my Frontier, when it tries to do that start stop shit, I immediately hit that button because that unevenly wears your engine out.
Yep.
Go ahead, Jeff.
No,
Okay, guess
I'll
he's
go ahead
not.
and trade him.
Because
Oh,
I was looking at getting a new truck, and another bad thing Chevy did is they had models where the rear wheels would turn with the front wheels, and those things got out of alignment a lot.
oh yeah, those were in the early 2000s, weren't they?
Probably like a little after the time I got mine, probably around '04, '05.
Yeah, I remember hearing about those.
The guy
My
that
co-
works for my truck, that
my
he's like,
co- I was still talking. My cousin had one of those, the old Chevy trucks that had the back steering. Go ahead,
Where
Jeff.
did it in the packs?
man, I'm probably not going to get a new truck until they make some improvements. Even Jeep has had the same problem.
That nose of that D21 looks short. Why does it look so short? I thought they were longer.
Probably because look how high up it is with those tires and wheels.
Yeah, I mean those are some pretty big wheels for that little thing.
Is that a 6 or a 4?
That's probably a 6 cylinder.
It's probably slanted sideways.
God, look at the simplicity. I love it. You can see what things are.
And you figure to diagnose most of the problems with new trucks, it's all the computer codes now.
Yeah. I removed a fuse the other day when I was hardwiring my uh, camera for my dash cam and that, and it threw a whole bunch of codes. It was like, oh, it just like it had a conniption fit. I put the fuse back in and it stopped. It was like, fuck, man. One fuse blows and everybody has a conniption fit. Back when things were ran by cables and rubber tubes and shit that didn't break.
We figure, okay, a few years ago, and I wasn't aware of it. Like when the accelerator pedal, that's all computer controlled. They had to replace this whole console. The thing, I pulled out of the driveway and the truck died, so I started it, and a message came up about this thing, and it was news to me that like when you push down the accelerator, there's no cable at all going in the fuel injection. It's all
Oh
everything
yeah,
is computer controlled.
it's all yeah. That's like Ford pioneered that technology. It's called drive-by-wire.
Yeah, I can
Um,
think of the name.
with your pedal and your steering. That's why steering columns are so light to turn the wheels these days. Where my truck has the old hydraulic steering, where it felt like you feel it. Which that's part of the reason why I bought it is it's very solidly built. It's like a tank compared to the electronic shit. Now, in terms of the pedal, I'm not sure if my pedal is electronic or not. I don't think so. Um, given that hydraulic brake fluid and you know such, I would assume that that's not electronic necessarily, except for like the radar systems.
I remember once driving the '85 Chevy pickup during the last days I had the truck. All of a sudden, I hit the accelerator pedal. We were pulling in the driveway, and nothing happened. The wire cable snapped.
Yeah. I hear that those wires can be a pain in the ass to fix, though, sometimes. But at least they're fixable, you know? Um, the electronic shit, it's very hard. You'd have to replace the whole system,
Hmm.
or at least a wiring harness or something.
When Jeff comes back, I'd like to find out how long his tire's been flat on the mower.
You wonder what?
I wonder how long he's had a flat tire in that mower.
Oh,
Because the longer that sits, the worse that's going to be on the tire.
I would have just replaced the tire at that point.
I wouldn't even know how you take the tire off a riding mower because I've never had a riding mower. Just
You,
small tractors.
yeah. Um, I have just a John Deere S100.
It probably has a clip that if you take this little clip off the axle, that holds the wheel in place.
Yeah, it's probably got a. Mine has what do you call it? A cotter pin kind of thing.
Because I have a Billy Goat Outback brush hog that I took off the skid plates and put other things on it, so it cuts like closer to the ground. And once I had a flat tire and I had to take the thing off, I'm thinking, how do you get this thing off? And I looked in the manual. It was just a little flat piece of metal, not a cotter pin, where you got to line it up like a chuck key for the blade of a mower.
Oh,
Let me ask this question. How many people in chat saw the pink moon tonight?
I was looking for it, but I didn't see
I'm
it.
gonna go look and see if it's out. I just had the
Why
dog
is
here.
it there?
What?
Now, at 8:33 was the peak time for it. I walked out there and looked at it. Man, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. And
I
then
didn't.
about an hour or so later, I walked back out and it was cloudy. But there was a couple of, let's say, holes up in there. You couldn't see the moon, but to the left side of it, it was white like the sun, and to the right side of it, it was real pinkish. I've never seen. I wish I took my camera with me.
Hmm.
It's been cloudy here all day. If it was pink, I wouldn't be able to see it.
But what,
Well, there were people predicting. I don't know if it's true. I was saying the bushcraft last night. There are people saying The Simpsons predicted Trump was going to die on April 12th.
That's today,
Well,
Saturday.
we only have 45 more minutes, so yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's 11 o'clock. A lot of stuff the Simpsons has predicted has come true, but the way things are going right now, I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, I hope it doesn't happen.
Well, look at it like this: he was saved from a sniper.
Yep. And you figure, even though I like J.D. Vance, it's not Trump.
Right.
And look how Trump is getting respect from people all over the world.
Yeah, let's don't get into that part right there.
Not
Okay.
tonight, please.
No. So there's a whole bunch of stuff I can say for that.
I'll tell you, the dogs I've had got more respect than Joe Biden. Put it to you like that.
Hell, my dead cat got more respect than Biden.
That's pretty bad.
And I will agree. Biden and Harris was the two biggest jokes in my lifetime. I don't know before Kennedy.
And if you watch any of the mainstream media, the left's view, everything is chaos now. And the people that are having chaos is the Democrat Party.
Dude, I'm going to say this right here. Hold up. Let me say this right here. Anyone who listens to mainstream news is the problem because they the ones who get shit started.
Yeah, but they're showing that, because I like Jesse Waters, Jeff, and they're showing what the other side's saying on Jesse Waters' show.
I want one.
I don't know what this is, but I want it.
You gotta remember, tracks wear out too.
I don't care. Like, at this point, I want it. Just keep going. Zero fucks given. I love it.
Then people have skid loaders, and once the track wears out, it's not even worth replacing the whole assembly.
You know how to weld?
My sister has a New Holland machine. A number of years ago, they put new tracks on the thing, and in about 3 years, they were worn out. Then they were told, we got to replace this part and this part on each side. And they found to do it right was almost half the cost of a new machine because of the labor and parts.
So this video is a bunch of bull.
Her dad has a farm and has raised this ox named Tommy, who is massive, looking like a dinosaur.
Dude, look at that fucking shit. That is a big ass cow.
I thought that bull was going to shit on him there for a minute.
Dinosaur on his land, and it's incredible to see. She said they're best friends, almost like he's his dog, and when she stands by him, it looks even crazier, with his head almost being the whole size of her.
Also, here's one. Goats just like jumping into fire.
Some of you may wonder, why are these goats hopped to the fire pit? This is a natural behavior that often occurs in livestock, especially goats. With full awareness, they will approach fire source not only because it helps them warm themselves, but also helps them get rid of ticks and parasites on their bodies.
And everything else.
Right. Someone put here, Leonidas, Sparta, goat, shawarma. I thought that was hilarious when I saw that shit.
Al Bundy, you can have the guitar. I prefer a banjo. And yes, I know where I'm at.
I never had
Thank you so much for helping.
Mules are nice animals from what I've heard.
Goats are a pain in the butt.
Yeah, this year, right?
And thank you so much for helping me tear up my carpet.
Well, you know, Lois, I gotta confess, when you called me, I sort of misunderstood what you were asking for. That's why I rushed over, but it's fine. It's fine, whatever. I'm
I know what carpet he was thinking. y'all that slow?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
wouldn't have shown you it if I wasn't.
Starting on Monday, employees can trade 3 PTO hours for 1 bitch slap that can be used on anyone within the company.
What now?
Starting on Monday, employees can trade 3 PTO hours for 1 bitch slap that can be used on anyone within the company.
Let me down.
You trade your time off for a bitch slap? I'll do it.
Wait a minute. Are you getting slapped or do you get to slap?
You get to slap somebody in the company. Now, they didn't say there wasn't going to be repercussions. They just said you could trade 3 PTO hours. So,
Dude, I wouldn't have no PTO hours left after today.
you get a slap and you get a slap.
And yet, this is the guy that they want to tell us is some horrible, terrible, no good, very bad person. Check this out.
So the taxpayers essentially loaned you, Tesla, almost $500 million. How much of that do you still owe?
So we paid the whole loan back with interest and a prepayment penalty last year.
Did you have to do that? It wasn't due, was it?
No, it was not due for, I think, another.
Hold on a minute. Prepayment penalty? You take a penalty for paying early?
Yeah.
The fuck is that shit?
You did not know that.
I've heard of it before, but it didn't click
Yeah.
in my head till just now.
And you will also get a penalty if you pay it off early. And some of them, not all of them, okay?
That's retarded. Why?
Because they make more on the interest than they would if you was to pay it off quicker.
Oh my God. You can't do anything in this life without somebody wanting your money somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Another 10 years or something.
Why did you pay it off early?
The taxpayers supported Tesla. We ought to repay them as soon as we can. Since we had the ability to do it and the stock markets were good, we thought, let's pay it back with interest and a thank you note, by the way, which I said, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Al Bundy, you are 100% right. If you can pay everything off now,
right.
Even if you do get a penalty will last forever.
Here's a good one for you, Jeff.
Oh,
sometimes you have to make choices. Sometimes you have to make a choice as a husband.
I asked for no pickle and they gave.
That wasn't nice. You know the biggest choice I have to make as a husband? My wife asked me, what do you want for dinner tonight?
Jim, let me tell you this, okay? Women do some of the craziest damn shit just to piss you off, just to see what button they can push.
My wife doesn't do that.
Dude, I hate arguing with my mom about what to do for dinner.
Well, now, hold on, Jim. Hold on, okay? I will say, my wife does not do that no more. Neither do I do her. But in our younger days, and even in y'all's younger days, you did that.
You done did that.
I offered to take my wife out for our anniversary in May, and she said, I wouldn't like anything these restaurants have. I said, they have eggplant parmesan. She said, it's probably fried. I don't want fried.
There's button one.
I asked for no pickle and they give me the fucking McPickle pounder. What the fuck is this bullshit?
Fucking tomato-nator Wendy's gave me. Look at this.
Tomato-nator.
Damn. I want to
Damn,
make
there's a thick ass tomato.
fucking thing, dude. What the fuck is this shit?
Not to be dramatic, but I'm pretty sure someone has.
That one made me
What the
gag.
hell?
Somebody blew a load on their sandwich.
Who would want to get tomato that thick on anything?
Just I'm
Go
gagging
ahead
over.
and fast forward it.
Shot a load into my burger. What is that?
I hear you. I hear you, girl. Like, damn.
I'm like this right here. I will take that back in there. The first question come out of my mouth is, who's making the burgers? I need to talk to him about how
even
good
worse?
it is.
What's even worse is she took a bite of that bitch.
Yeah. But he would have to eat that burger before I left.
These motherfuckers for a burger, these motherfuckers gave me goddamn lily pad. God.
They gave me a lily pad. Damn. They did give you a lily pad, bro. They gave you the whole fucking Florida swamp.
Damn.
Here we go.
Here you go, Jeff. This one's
That's
for
something
you.
I would do.
What? Smash the burger?
Hell yeah. You wouldn't think twice about it.
Here's one for you, Jeff.
I
Can't
think I've
stop
seen
peeing
it.
prank.
I
He's
think
gonna
I've
hear the
seen
water.
it.
Oh, look at her face. It's like, what's going on? What the fuck?
He really has a leak.
It gets funnier as it goes on. You can see the look on her face like she's trying to comprehend how.
Alex?
Yeah?
Pause
That was like
that.
the world's longest pee.
Don't she look like the girl that played on The Shining?
No bet.
Okay.
Long hair color.
Oh my gosh, I had such a stomach ache.
She's like, what do I do in this situation?
Are you okay?
I'm getting there. Oh my gosh, babe, I might need you to go get me a bucket or something. I'm running out of room.
What?
What's the toilet?
There is no way you can actually
It
overflow
flushes itself when it
Right.
gets to a certain level.
Yeah.
You have a bottle or something, babe? I'm gonna be overflowing here pretty soon.
There's a cup! That's all I got!
Once I start peeing, I can't stop.
When farmers see someone driving up the road,
Uh-oh. What? People. Oh no, people.
I used to be like this when we lived in Alabama. I'm not gonna lie, it was us.
Very antisocial to be like that.
Dude. I'm not kidding, like we were like that. That was terrible. We're like, oh God, people. It's so true.
Go run and hide.
Right. You're not out in the field because then you get to. Jeff, please tell me you know what fence polishing is.
Not exactly.
Okay, so what it is when you get to yakking at the fence and you lean up against the fence,
Okay, yeah.
and you leaning up against the fence naturally polishes the spot. That's fence polishing.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I've
yeah. You know,
not
when
heard
old
it called
timers
that.
yak at the fence, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
My
What
grandpa
is
used
fun
to do
for?
that shit with the neighbor behind him.
Hey.
When your chair submits its resignation mid-shift and your booty gives a farewell speech, wait for it.
I used to do that in school on a wooden chair.
No, the chair broke and she just ripped one. You didn't catch that?
No. Okay.
Damn. I've heard of blowing taps over a casket, but never like that. Damn. And the customer's just sitting there like, I don't know what to do about this.
Oh, that's a customer?
Hi! I didn't hear that.
What can cause?
Oh my god. It's hilarious.
Imagine being a store attendant and somebody tries on clothing and they cut one in the store.
Dude, I will never work in a clothing department anywhere.
Al, that was pretty good.
What do you say? Was tempted to make a blonde joke, Chrissy, but you reminded me that not all blonde. Good. You dodged a bullet on that one, Al.
Unless he meant that as a joke.
I've never heard my wife cut one, and it'll be 36 years soon. We've been married.
She's saving it. Just wait.
Jim. I'm sorry. I can just picture. I'm sorry. Jim's wife on her deathbed, and the final words to Jim are, "She rapes one."
Here, come
I'm
a little
sorry,
closer.
Jim. Oh fuck. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Oh Lord, I'm terrible. Oh, no.
You know what I hate worse than anything, though? Is when you go to another room and you let one real quiet and that sucker wraps around your leg about 3 or 4 times, and when you get in public, it decides to turn loose.
I think people have gas problems with their diet.
What?
People that leave a lot of gas, I think it's because it's the diet they eat. They don't have the best digestive system.
Gee, what gave you that idea?
Jim, this is no tall tale. I used to go to bars, eat pickled eggs and hot sausages, and drink beer.
Pickled eggs.
Yeah, boy.
Pickled eggs. Say that again. Pickled eggs. What?
Yeah, pickled eggs and hot sausages, like Penrose sausages.
Okay, so Jeff likes sausage and pickled chicken things. I see.
Probably Italian hot sausage.
Okay.
You know what? I can't understand 101.
What?
Wait a minute. I got to get this shit right. Damn it. I had it right on the tip of my tongue.
What?
They got to where they pickle everything. Why can't they do something with pickles?
What do you mean?
Never mind.
Pickles are pickles because pickles are pickles.
You're right.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Exactly.
It was supposed to have been a blonde saying that. Ooh, damn.
You're halfway bald anyway, Jeff, so no hope in that.
Or not.
No, you is Jeff. You ain't
That's
not.
right.
You are not. You are Jeff.
Damn.
What?
Just reading chat.
I've never
Okay.
done that, Jerry.
You never done what?
Read Jerry's comment.
Jerry shat my pants twice in line at grocery store. That's worse. My question is, why twice? Why did you let it go past the one time?
Maybe he couldn't help it.
Was it twice? Was it twice on two separate occasions, or was it twice on the same occasion, one after another? Now I'm kind of curious. I have like too many questions. I have to know.
For one thing, if my stomach got to rumbling like that, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm heading to the car to get home.
Why risk shitting your car? I would head to the bathroom.
I don't think I've ever done that in a public
If
restroom.
I am on the verge of shitting my pants in public to save myself years of embarrassment and mental scarring, I will risk getting an STD from a toilet seat in public.
You want to hear a story that's really bad? When this happened in the late '80s, my sister came down to visit us when she lived in Connecticut, and she had a golden retriever. Well, during the ride, the dog had the runs. When the car pulled in the driveway, we could smell it. It was all over. It was all over her Volkswagen Rabbit.
No.
We went over the Tappan Zee Bridge, and the dog started having diarrhea.
No.
Can you imagine that? That was a few hours in the car. She had to get one of those carpet cleaning machines.
Dude, that dog would be walking beside the car on a long leash.
This has become the shittiest live stream ever.
Right?
Who said that?
And I think that bridge, Grace might know if they tore that down, the Tappan Zee Bridge.
Yeah, but when we die, we don't care.
Well, Jeff, shit happens.
Every day.
I never had a dog have an accident in the truck. The worst was the dog throwing up in the truck.
Oh, God. I don't know which one's worse. Let me rephrase that. I don't know which end is worse.
The rear end. Like when a dog upchucks, it's not like a person.
Well, that's what I like about old trucks. You can open the door and clean it out with a water hose.
I've never seen a dog poop antifreeze. What the fuck?
I mean, that would be fatal for a dog to consume that.
What the hell?
That right? The dog shit.
Go full screen on mine.
The dog shit. What looked like antifreeze? Like what?
The dog probably ate one of those green dental things that didn't agree with it.
Dude, that almost looks like AI. It's terrible.
Yeah, really? If that dog ate antifreeze, he wouldn't be running around. Period.
I saw a video on YouTube of a dog that came down with Bordella virus, and when the dog had diarrhea, Yeah, it went straight out. It didn't go down. It went straight out like a hose.
Yeah, it was like explosive.
Yep.
Dude, I would love that. I would take that dog walking with me, find somebody I didn't like, pick that dog up and turn him around and lift his tail.
Cock his back legs like a shotgun.
You're damn right. Yeah, and then squeeze him a little bit.
Oh no! Oh, Jeff. All right, I think it's time to shut this shit down. I didn't even mean to. I didn't even mean to do that one. That was actually accidental.
Bullshit.
Dog shit.
Oh damn! All right.
It's getting late here, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down for tonight. I'll probably see y'all next weekend. Until then,
Where's
yeah,
everybody at tonight? For one thing,
I don't know.
Well, the stream dropped off with viewers towards the end.
Always does.
Yeah.
So
out.
Yeah, I'll let you know what goes on, and I'll see y'all next weekend.
Okay, have a good night, everyone.
101.
Out.
Out.
In. Round.